How does this all end for Allstar Jr, Ben 10, mob ties? Here comes the law conversation as I started in the part 2 to this. That's my main area of real expertise when it comes down to it. Is dealing with anything law. Allstar Jr is not snitching, y'all. When something happens publicly, as I began in part 1 of this, I might just upload it all as one part. When something happens and there are multiples of witnesses already all over the internet saying what's happening, the same night the police then spoke with your lawyer and they clear you, we not charging you from the state or nothing like that or whatever, as an entertainer rapper, and you just came out victorious in a situation where motherfuckers tried to YouTube you, what I call YouTube you, which I got from the Kanye song. Youngsters and YouTube it, you know what I'm saying? Y'all forget that a lot of that shit. Who you looking for, mama? Mommy? Anyway. Yeah, he said something about that. And y'all forgot a lot of that, you know, all that Instagram and putting hit lists on Instagram and stuff. A lot of that shit that y'all call drill music and drill. I'm not endorsing none of it. A lot of it started right up here, baby. You know what I'm saying? I won't even say started, but got blown out and thrown out of proportion up here. I'm not endorsing any of it. But everybody don't move like that. So when people don't move the way that you move, you can easily false presume that they're not cut like this or they're not cut like that. And you fuck around and have to find out, you know, what those people are really composed of. So for myself, I've had to even beat a few cold cases, you know, M1s on my own. I had a top shot lawyer, but at the same time, I beat a lot of stuff on my own as well. Helped other people do stuff on very high levels of law and trust, you know, commerce and finance. So lawfully, this is how this goes. When you got a case like that, that's public media like that, they already let you know you straight from the state and all of that. At that point, and you ain't said nothing outside of what's publicly displayed, but the police is already reporting on the news and all of that shit, and it's not incriminating you, you're in a position of self-defense. You're not snitching. This man rapping about what happened to him when some motherfuckers tried to jack him. He's taunting these motherfuckers. Y'all just took an L so bad that you're trying to come up with some kind of way to flip it around and you can't. Now, on the other end, if the motherfucker Ben 10 or anybody from NBA and shit like that begin talking about the shit, being that they were the people who went out in a situation, you know what you did, man. Come on. Come on. You trying to publicly have a argument that's meant for a courtroom as a defendant and try to make up ways to try to, how the fuck we gonna spin this? You can't. You on the other end of it. It's on video. You walking up, approaching this motherfucker, all the shit. How did Whack 100 get this information? The same way anybody who might have had a line with the owners can get the information. Yeah, man, it's on the tape, dog. You're gonna see that nigga came back for that nigga. You know what I'm saying? In a private conversation. I never spoke on that aspect of it because of that very reason. That it wasn't in public like that yet. But who did say that? Who came out to me, oh, y'all gonna see, it's all gonna come out in the end. Y'all gonna see, just wait. Who kept saying shit like that? Them NBA niggas. So who really doing some kind of talking? It appears that Ben 10 is not, as would be very, very normal in this situation, handcuffed to the bed, rather paralyzed in a coma or not. So he ain't even been charged yet? Allstar Jr gets charged before these niggas? Who really doing some talking, man? Come on, y'all act like y'all can't see through shit for real, dog. These the niggas who got to try to talk they way out of doing 20 years, 30 years, life bits for conspiracy to armed robbery, assault with great bodily harm less than murder, or maybe even intent to do murder because a gun was introduced. You start pistol whipping him. We don't know if you niggas gonna clear this shit out, killing. This could be spun anyway. Gang assault, which can even fall up under the Federal Patriot Act as terrorism. Y'all ain't caught. You know how many? That's another video I already made. You know how many motherfucking charges these niggas just caught? They the ones who got to fight something off in 5th and Sunday. They the ones who got to have something to say. Allstar Jr. ain't got to say nothing. The feds have only charged him with felony possession, which is not going to stick unless they have another underlying or overlying felony to go with it. He did not introduce the gun. They're just trying to squeeze him for that statement so that they can make a federal case out of the issue on the other side. See, y'all got to know how these motherfuckers play, dog. This is how it's going to work for him. He gonna do like 98% of people do. He's going to take a plea agreement because he need to take a plea agreement. So he's going to take a plea agreement because there are certain aspects that any real motherfucker in the street that deal with shit like this know that, bruh, if it's like that, you already know. You know what I'm saying? Now that it's been put in the public, and I still ain't going to speak on it in the same way that other cats. You got to read it between the lines fucking with me to, you know what I'm saying, see what's really being said there. But yeah, you know, he gonna take a plea agreement. Go ahead, they're gonna offer him something low, you know, low little plea agreement. He's only been charged with FIP right now. So he gonna go ahead, jump on that, might not even see a cell. Just because of the circumstances of the situation. Might not even see a cell. Minus mandatory gun laws. But guess what? This is one of those situations where even if found guilty of that, there are extrinsic circumstances of the scenario that will allow a sentencing judge to depart from the sentence and not even send JR to jail. And that's real talk. That's real talk. See, it ain't always snitching that can get you a departure, a lighter sentence. You know what I'm saying? A departure could also go up and get you a harsher sentence. It ain't always snitching. It could be circumstances, man. My motherfucking cousin had to be convicted of a CSC with a bitch who had lied about her age for years, and her mother knew, even played in on it and everything, and only when she gave my cousin a venereal disease and he broke up with her, they tried to play all this other shit on her, then now it's calling the police because the money done ended now. This nigga done furnished their whole house, all of this shit. He was a big dope boy. So when it all came down, the judge, he would tell the big court, like, bitch, I wish I could send you to jail. And at that time, she could. I wish I could send you to motherfucking jail. And I hate that I got to find you guilty, but he didn't know the law, didn't know nothing about it. He was, man, I didn't know she was this young. I met her at this brother. Bottom line was you just admitted to having sex with a minor. So they gave him the lowest. They departed from what this would have been. Gave him the most minimum tail, the most minimum that they possibly could, which was 1 year. When normally that shit would have started off somewhere, you know, in the 6s or 7s, maybe even 9s or something like that, let's say. But they gave him 1 motherfucking year. They departed because of the circumstances where the judge was like, we have to, by statute of the law, by technicality, we have to find you guilty. And a guilty finding on this case, by technicality, like the mandatory tools for FF in Michigan, you got to go, you know what I'm saying, do X amount of time, or it mandates prison time. There's no probation or something that we could put you on. But the most minimum of it is 1 year and 1 day. So I've given you 1 year and 1 day to 20 years, which is the tail that came with the shit. He fucked around, turned it into a 20, yeah, but hey, started with just that 1 year. Say all that to say this. Allstar situation, just like in that situation I was bringing it, there were circumstances that the court will obviously look at it and say, well, yeah, we know we technically got to charge you with this. And only because you can't, the prosecutors hung up on you taunting and doing all this. They know how that shit go, man. They ain't even about to be hung up on all. They just gonna use that to do the commerce, because it's all crimes is commercial. So they making money off this shit. So they just gonna make some money off. The feds just wanted some money off the situation. No, we gotta make some kind of money off this situation. Is all that is. That's what's gonna happen with him. As far as mob ties and all of them, hey, who knows? Who knows? But definitely them fall guy crash dummy niggas about to do some time. Ben 10 them ain't gonna wiggle out of this. Ben 10 is not gonna wiggle out of this. When it come down to it, I'm banking on they're gonna end up pinning it on OG Ryan. J. Prince Jr. is gonna be scot-free again. J. Prince Sr. is gonna be scot-free, as he should. He had nothing to do with the shit. OG Ryan is gonna be painted to be having to set all of them up, having to set the whole play up by it being his birthday party. It ain't gonna matter about Junior and them congregating in the basement. It's gonna be who called Junior there and let him know that Allstar was here. Lawfully, that's who all of this shit gonna end up falling on. Watch for it. I'm trying to tell you. And Ben 10, 20 years in that wheelchair.